This is a heartfelt message from a St. Lucian who has lived in Seattle, Washington, Anchorage, Alaska, and Miami, Florida. To my brothers and sisters, my black brothers and sisters, that is, in America, as we mourn the loss of so many, from Trayvon Martin, you name the names, to George Floyd. And one thing I've always said is that the strength of America is really in the diversity of the people. I've felt it, and I know that's where America's vibrancy is. That's where America intellectual stamina is. That's where America's soul is, in its diversity of its people. And from the inception of the American country, black has been treated like animals. But you know what? During this crisis, since after George Floyd's death, the peaceful gatherings that we've had, and yes, we've had some troublemakers who their sole intent was to join up to either involve in looting and destruction. And that's not what this is all about. This is a wake-up call within a crisis of a bigger crisis, the pandemic of the COVID-19. In solidarity again, as a St. Lucian, the truth of the matter is, if America does not wake up after this and during this crisis, the fire next time, James Baldwin mentioned that, it will be a grievous fire, and there can be loss of lives even more than the COVID pandemic. So the institutional racism, etc., that's been going on there for 400 years plus. Ongoing dialogue has to take place. Change is not always easy to come, but it's necessary, especially now. It's not later, it's not tomorrow, it's now. We need that change now, both in terms of local and national. The world leaders, they have to join in, because Black Lives Matter, when one of the race is being trampled on, the whole feels it, even though it's not directly to the others. But if you think it's not necessary, the next time is gonna be even worse. So something has to be done. Something must be done. And I call upon the world leaders to join in and put some pressure on leaders like Trump, who antagonize and instill some of the violence because of his rhetoric. You know, this is a time for calm, a time for peace, a time to be sympathetic with those who are pain, especially the families. We need everybody. And the time is now. It's really about now. It's really about the difficulties and the challenges of the human family. We've had enough of this. And like I said, in order for America to progress to its maximum capacity and ability, all the races that combined United States of America, each one of them is critically important. None is better than the other. That's why it's called the human race. And again, I urge on the world leaders to do what's necessary to give them moral support in solidarity to the cries of black people in America, because after all, they have helped tirelessly and for so long to build that nation that can be so great. It's not as great as Donald Trump is making us believe, and politics has no place in this. This is a cry from the soul of humanity. It is the cry that's been going on for too long. And the dialogue, the solutions are there. We just have to come together and connect with them in order to bring a final solution to this dredge of human devastation. Again, from a fellow St. Lucian to my brothers and sisters in America, keep the faith. Peace.